Welcome back to Meet the Assistant, where we talk about everything ShareBuilders Assistant related. Joining me today is Taylor Snow, our Chief Product Officer. Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Chris.
It's good to see you. So, just as a reminder, the ShareBuilder Assistant is our layer of intelligence we built across the entire system to do mundane tasks, create efficiencies for things that you, as a customer, probably don't want to do. So before we start with our big announcement today, just want to paint a little bit of a picture. Over the last several years, Taylor and I go to markets all the time. We go to these conferences, we meet with people. And the primary thing that I hear as a pain point from our customers is that there is far too much chair swivel. Media companies are using dozens and dozens of disparate systems that don't talk to each other. So what always happens is we're asked to integrate. I mean, dozens of integrations a year. And the problem is all these integrations are customized. Everybody uses things a little bit different. It becomes a real challenge for us and for our vendor partners and our media customer partners to come up with a efficient way to achieve these solutions, right? And we've tried things like Zapier in the past and with some success, and never led us to our end goal, which is to have our customers work in one or two systems. So that is why we'll make our big announcement today, which is our new background.
Yay! Now, better production quality.
Yeah, it's our, for those of you who watch this before, we changed the app that we're using to record on. But what we would like to announce today is ShareBuilder Assistant Skills. This is exciting. It's probably the biggest, most technical thing we've ever built. And Taylor, what the hell is Skills?
Skills is a big deal, Chris. In case you didn't know, ShareBuilder Skills is basically a way, it's an entire platform. It's separate from the other products that we built, but it's fully integrated into the products that we built. You basically create a skill inside this product. You teach the assistant how to take over this skill for you and your team, and then you're done, right? I mean, it really is that easy. The assistant will let you know if anything ever happens, right? You'll get notifications. It's kind of set it and forget it. Those of you who lived through the 90s, Ronco style, set it and forget it. But you can create skills. You can create multiple skills. There are no limits on how many skills you can create. We're busy creating connectors right now. The platform is in place. The platform is hosted and owned by ShareBuilders. We're not outsourcing this. We're not shipping your data off somewhere else. We'll have a library of pre-built skills for you to just jump in. You can use skills to do all kinds of stuff that we'll talk about today. But I could probably talk forever, Chris. So
yeah. So we have connectors. So we have other applications that you can connect through the skills product. And then we have skills, which are things like workflow automation, right? That we hear about all the time. How can we be more automated? How can we save time? How can we have, things like this do more work for our people so that our people can be freed up to do more important things? So I think you can probably walk through a quick example of what a workflow might work like. This is a very simple workflow. And they can be as simple as keeping two sources of data in sync, right? We have teams where a digital team uses HubSpot as their CRM and for some other things. And then the broadcast team uses our CRM. And just a simple point-to-point connector to keep data in sync as possible. But also, especially for those of you on the business side that might not be as familiar with workflow automation, something as simple as if you add a new lead to CRM, right? You have a new company you want to call on. There are services out there like Twilio, which is one of the best and most financially efficient phone
integration platforms.
Yeah. So they're a connector of ours, and you can send out mass text messages with this thing. So you could send an SMS to a new lead if you have their phone number from CRM that you got from data enrichment. And then one of two things is going to happen. Either they're not going to respond or they're going to tell you no thanks, or they're going to say, yeah, I'd like to have some more information. So that could, based on that condition, what could happen is automatically we could create an opportunity if they said yes in CRM, right? this deal has started. They've shown interest, and AE probably needs to come in and set up an initial call now. Or they might not respond at all, which is probably the more likely response, as we all know, is we get a million of these texts, or at least I do. And then we can put them into a different way to connect with them, right? Maybe put them into an email campaign where they get several emails over a course of a few months to try to get their interest that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and it goes as simple as this. And I think Taylor's told me he's seen sequences of workflows that are like 60 steps long. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And if you don't use SendGrid and you use MailChimp and you want to throw them into a campaign or a list, whatever it might be, MailChimp will be there, and you just replace SendGrid with MailChimp in this simple example. Or you could daisy chain the sequence inside of this product as well using SendGrid. So it's very flexible. If you don't want to use Twilio, you can use another product to send out a text. This is just an example. In this workflow builder, it'll look similar to this, and we'll share those demos and screenshots in the near future. But you just basically start with a blank slate, and you say when something happens, and that's your trigger. So in this example, it's lead added, and that could be anything. That could be a contact is updated, or it could be a trigger in another product. So maybe somebody engaged with something inside of MailChimp. Then you could run a sequence to create activity inside of CRM, send off to another vendor inside of the media industry. Very, very flexible, I guess, is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, right now we've mentioned a lot of mainstream applications that we connect with. And we'll have hundreds of mainstream applications that will be connectors out of the box. But I think what really separates us from everybody else who is providing a solution like this is that we're building this specifically for the media space. So we're making calls out to vendors right now. We have a handful that we're already in progress with to bring those vendors into this connector workspace. So,
yeah, so we'll come out of the gate with a handful, 100, 200. It should be about a 200 connector release initially. And we're working on the mainstream applications because those are pretty easy to integrate with. They have public APIs, and they welcome developers like us to integrate with their platforms. The media industry, maybe not quite as open. We have to have conversations and all that kind of thing, and get access and create these mutual integrations. But we can bring some new integrations in-house into the connector platform, probably in a fraction of the time that it used to take for us to be able to do this thing. The entire industry is plagued with please integrate with this product and this product and this product, and do it differently.
And that way, and this way, and that way. It's never.
Yeah.
It seems to so rarely be the case that we get the same integration request. The beauty of this is, and I'll say this is the sales side guy, so I apologize to anybody tech side who listens to this, but we just bring all these API endpoints into this sandbox, and we let people connect them the way they want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be so complex and customized as it has been historically. And I think that is one of the real beauties of assistant skills.
Yeah, you do not have to be technical to use skills. We know that there's going to be probably some new roles that come to ShareBuilders to use skills. There's probably some in the larger customers of ours. There are people dedicated to just making sure that data is clean, right? Data is moving consistently. Everything is talking to each other. Those roles will come in and probably set up skills for the entire organization. But in some other size organizations, a manager may be the one that comes in here and sets up an integration. And it's very simple. You do not have to know how to code. These are called no code or low code environments. And as long as you understand the concept of I want to take this contact and map it to this contact over here, it's just visual, 100% from there.
And if you're over your head, we have a team to help you along the way. So I think it's one of the benefits of getting in early is that we're going to put together an SDK for development teams to come in and add their own integrations. But right now we'll build all those for vendor partners that want to come in to make that a little bit easier.
Yeah, we have a team dedicated to this. We plan to come out of the gate with a good amount of connectors, but we hope to add a connector in a very consistent manner. Like every week, every couple of weeks, we plan to work through the requests that we know we're going to get. Whatever we put out there, there's going to be a missing connector. We know that. So we're trying to make this very easy for our customers and prospects to be able to tell us what they need in order to make these workflows happen smoothly with inside this ecosystem.
Yeah, and our goal is to bring the entire industry together here. We are not gatekeeping this from people that have competing products with like our CRM field management tool. This is really like a service to the industry to bring everything together so that everybody's lives can be a lot easier in what we know are uncertain and challenging times. So
yeah, we'll roll out the same red carpet to our competitor that we will another vendor partner or HubSpot themselves, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
This only works when everybody works together inside this thing. And you don't have to buy our other products. So if Skills is of interest to you, you could just buy Skills and use other CRMs and pricing tools.
Speaking of other tools, let's talk about LLMs real quick. This is like the hot topic of 2025, at least, is that everybody was trying to figure out in the broadcast industry, especially, is how can we use LLMs to make our lives easier? So, you'll be able to drop LLMs, either ones like Anthropic or OpenAI, right into workflows, or we have customers right now experimenting with bringing their own or creating their own LLMs to try to keep their information even more secure.
Yeah, I think this is super important because our customers have some sensitive data that they have to keep private. And that's the reason that we did not integrate with somebody that we would just ship you off to a workflow builder, and then start sharing your data with a third party without you knowing. That's why we chose to build this ourselves, host it right next door to everything else that we do in a private way. And part of that extension is the ability for you to bring your own LLM. So maybe you chose to use open source models and host them yourselves, run them yourselves, train them. Maybe you're custom training OpenAI and you trust them and only them, or a different provider, whoever it might be. The tooling is here for you to bring the LLM here and not have to lose that work or share with another provider if you don't want. And the tooling also is already in place for support for MCP servers, uploading PDFs and additional files, adding additional tooling and APIs for the LLM to be able to access different information. Maybe that's proprietary to you. That's not even a connector yet. So
you get your whole sales playbook in here.
Mm-hmm. So it could be as complex as that, or it could be as simple as you just drag OpenAI in and say, qualify this lead for me based upon these conditions. You just type that in, the same as you would ChatGPT today, and just let it continue if it matches or not. Like, it's as flexible as you need it to be already out of the gate, which I think is great.
Yeah, fantastic. So the big question, Taylor, is when can people have this, right?
Being from product, I have to say,
we're wrapping up some work here over the next month or so, targeting a very early Q2 release. So if you want to find out more information about either how Skills could work for you and your media business, or how you can become a connector because you're a vendor who's watching this, it's like, hey, I want to be in this ecosystem. It sounds pretty great. Please reach out. We're here to help. Like I said, we're engaged in a handful of conversations with current clients now and current vendors. So the ball is rolling on this thing, but especially if you're a vendor, now is the time to talk to us about it. But anybody who's interested, who's either a current ShareBuilder client, either on CRM or pricing, now's a good time to chat and talk about some early bird pricing, or about, even if you're not a client, reach out and tell you how we can connect all your apps together. So go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're interested in Skills, let us know the connectors that you're interested in. We'll prioritize those. We can work on those. And that'll be the kind of the decision on how soon this is available when we draw a line in the sand. All we're doing right now is stacking up connectors and getting ready for release. If you are a partner, like Chris said, I promise this is easy. Like, just give us access to your APIs, give us a little bit of guidance. We'll build this thing for you, work with your team directly. This should not be a heavy lift from your team or a burden on your existing roadmaps and your own demands that customers are asking you for. So,
well, until next time, which we'll start introducing industry connectors here in the coming weeks. We'll see you later. Make sure you hit like and subscribe if you want to see more about those.
Thanks, everybody.